Hello again, everybody. As you can see, I'm out at the tiny house and I am sitting in a chair. This chair I made all by myself. I built this chair from scratch. I just used some cushions that I had. Actually, I borrowed these. I'm going to get some more for it, but I borrowed these from Zephyr. This is the seat in Zephyr that's in the front there. But they fit well in this, and they are pretty much a standard size. So either I'll get some more for Zephyr or put these back in Zephyr and get some more for here. I kind of like the color of this with the wood color. And you can see I put green, like a light green color on the sides, on each side. Can't see this side, but it's the same as this one. It's got green on it. But, yeah, I built a chair. I don't think it turned out too awful bad. It's not the prettiest chair that you've ever seen, I know. But it's a chair. Well, I guess that's about it. Appreciate everybody watching. See y'all on the next one. Bye-bye. What was that? How did it do that? Some of y'all probably know how I did this. No, that's not it. Let me show you. Okay, so from this angle, it kind of looks like just your normal chair. A little odd that it has the thing sticking out right here. That's to put your feet on. And also that is so that, and yes, I know I have to box this all in. I haven't boxed it in yet. I wanted to get the chair built to its dimensions that it had to be before boxing in the hole, because if I would have boxed it in before, I still have to cut a little bit off of these 2x6s and those 2x6s because I need a little more clearance for the 2x6 that's going to run this way. I need some more clearance. I'm going to have another one running this way. It is going to be stronger, and it actually, I've gotten up there and it doesn't even move, but still I'm going to reinforce it. Of course, you cut a hole out in the ceiling, you have to reinforce it. But this chair, once I got it built, I know how big it is, and I know where I can put my 2x6s. I know I got to cut these off a little, but it ain't no big deal. The chair itself, if y'all are wondering how I built this, well, here is how I did it. Okay, so you can see we've got some hardware here. We have some of this Unistrut channel, and we have also a piece of 3/4 inch EMT. We have a piece of 1 inch PVC. And why did I get these items? Oh yeah, and the bus seat, of course. Now the cover will probably come off, and I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the frame, which the frame is a good solid steel frame. Of course, it's been sitting outside, so it's dirty and moldy and all that kind of stuff, but we're still going to be able to use the frame. I'm going to cut that seat back off of it and probably actually turn it around this way. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this piece of PVC, and let me see if I can show you. You can see a piece of PVC, 1 inch PVC, slides in and out of here, and it's moving freely right now because there's no weight on it, but it will move up and down like that, and it won't come out. you can see that it's captured inside there. But this doesn't have much strength to it. So this 3/4 inch EMT pipe slides right inside of the 1 inch. And this is a more solid point to mount to. You can put a bolt through it, weld it to it. Actually, you can put a bolt all the way through, and you've got one good solid connection point that has you connected to that rail, and it will not come out. Now, over time, that will probably wear, but it should be pretty easily replaceable, especially if I use a piece of all thread rod through here. I can just take a nut off and pull that out, put a new one in, and for like $3, I've got a few more years of use out of it. Okay, so here's the basic idea with the tracks, and then the little trolley that it's going to be pretty much sitting on is going to be based off these 2 pieces of angle. And what I'm going to do is, you can kind of see through there, get them apart here a little bit. About like that. You can see this would fit inside there. I may take a little bit of it off, and this would not. So there's going to have to be a spot there, grind it out, and a spot there, grind it out, like that. And same on this one. Something like that. And then over here on this side, the same exact thing. Okay, I'm going to try grinding that out and see how those fit. You might be able to see what we have going here with this piece of angle. We have these little tabs right here. These tabs are made to specifically go down into there like that. And then another one is made to go down into there like that. Actually, we'll go ahead and flip this one like this. Alright, and then let me kind of lay out what it's going to be here to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so we have our piece of PVC pipe. We have our piece of 1/2 inch pipe. This is EMT. This is PVC. Okay, like that. Then we have our piece of all thread rod that goes through here. Just like that. Now, there will be a hole in here and a hole in here, the size of this bolt. Put the bolt through there, put a washer, and double nuts on it, like that. Same here, like that. And that will hold all that together, and this piece can slide up and down. I do need to taper these edges, but let's see how that all goes together. Okay, so with that, this is in its track. I do not have any oil or grease or anything like that on it yet, but it slides decently. I mean, it's not perfect. It's also not mounted down or anything. But with just 1 foot, I can just drag it right along.
But it's not going to be just drug along, of course. It has to be powered. So let's just see about that. Okay, so there's the next step that I did. I have welded the bus seat to the piece of angle iron. Welded all the way across there. And then I welded the seat onto this other piece of channel here. And what I'm going to do, you can see it's still detached right there. I don't want to move it too much because I got it welded. That'll bend that other piece of metal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill through and I'm going to put bolts in, and I'm going to bolt that on where this one's welded and permanent. That one you can unbolt. That way whenever I need to change this PVC pipe, if it starts getting worn, I can change that out pretty easily by just unbolting this and then taking the bolts out up in there, and then the whole thing will those will come out, the whole piece of PVC and piece of EMT inside of it. It'll all come out. I'll take it out of the end of the channel and then replace it. So that gives me a way to replace that on down the road. So let's just drill us some holes here, and we'll bolt this thing on, and then we may be ready to kind of give it a preliminary try. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. It works. Kind of. Alright, so next step. I need it doubled, and I also didn't want the cable in the middle. So you double the winch up, run it through pulleys and back up. Then what you get is you get twice the pulling power of the winch, so less load on it. And I think with these two pulleys right here, it's going to disperse the weight. Okay, the cable is going to go through a hole like that. Anyway, it goes through a hole like that, goes up around there, out that one, and back up and wraps around there. So let's set it up like that and see if that does any better. Wish me luck. Cutting through. Took a 6 right there. Alright, so we've got it put up here. I've got about 100 screws in it holding it. They're small screws, but there's a lot of them. And they're screwed into these 2x4s on both sides. And I'm going to take it for a test drive. Let's just see if it works or if it kills me. Either way, it'll be entertaining. And with all that, this is what we come up with. I've recessed the button for the winch in here. So you just, like that, and that. It doesn't really stand out that much. The one thing, I think I'm going to paint this black because it does stand out. It kind of lets you know. If there was anything that was going to let you know that something weird was going on with this chair, was this bright red piece right here.
which I think I'm going to go ahead and paint black. But as you can see, the rails I have painted black, and I have burned the 2x4s. There is about one of those packs of nails for that pass load nailer in each 2x4. I wanted it nailed very, very securely to the wall. And there are quite a few. I painted inside so you probably can't see them. But there are quite a few. They are smaller screws, but there are a lot of them. All up and down the rails on both sides. You can see some of them probably up there where I haven't painted. Yeah. So, let's just take a little ride in it and see how it works. Now we're upstairs. How cool is that? Let's take a look at the mechanism up here. The thing that makes the whole thing work is this Pittsburgh electric hoist. And I got this at Harbor Freight. It is rated, with a single line, it's rated at 440. But when you double the line up, which I have doubled the line up, and you can see how I did it here. It comes out of here through pulleys down in here, like it showed in the video a while ago. Back out of here and up, and it is tied to the support bracket up here. So this thing should have plenty of power to lift this chair up here with no problem. One problem I had before I added on enough room here was there was nowhere to put your feet once you got up here, and there is still a little gap. I will probably go ahead and build that to I'll probably go ahead and build a little door here. I don't want it to be solid here all the way over, because as you're coming up, your feet are kind of hanging over the edge of this, so I need this to fold up like on a hinge and then fall back down, and when it falls back down, it'll be resting on the 2x6 across there. That way I would have a good safe place to step out on, and there's no gap. Because right now, I mean, you could step in there. I mean, I don't know why you would, but at like early in the morning, haven't had your coffee yet, there's a possibility you could step through there. Now, why did I do this? Well, because of going up and down these stairs right now is not that big of a deal for me. I do have a bad knee, so at some point it might be kind of hard to get up through there. Also, there are other people that may visit that may want to see up here, but like my mom, for one, she would not be able to walk up these stairs. And I would like for her to be able to, if she comes in, I would like for her to be able to see our house. And in order to do that, she would have to come up here by the stairs. Well, she can't do that. Or if she did, it would be really hard on her. So, with that chair, all you got to do is push a button and you're up here. Yeah. Now, a couple of things that I do want to address on this. Now, right now, this is not going to be the way it's going to be permanently. This is just what I've got now. I am taking my own chances riding this up and down. And I do know that the only thing that is holding me up going up and down is this little cable right here. And I know I am taking a chance. I'm not going to ride it that much. in fact, probably after this video, I have a thing ordered. It is called a fall arrestor. And what it is going to do is it is going to bolt on up here. It's used by construction workers, like when you're working on your roof or something. And it kind of works like a seat belt. You've seen how like a seat belt will, you can pull it smoothly, slowly, and it will allow it to come out. But then when you try to jerk it, it locks. Well, that's the way that this fall arrestor works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt it on right here. And I'm going to run it down, and I'm going to bolt it to the metal frame down here. That way, if something should happen and that line should fail, for any reason, this line should fail, then it's not just going to fall. It will drop maybe 6 inches or so, but it will immediately stop, and it will prevent a fall. Now, I am also planning on upgrading this cable to a synthetic cable, so that I feel that would be a little safer. And one thing I don't like about this cable is as you're going up and down, the cable will ride on the next cable or something, you know, like the next run will come on top of this, and all at once it will fall off. And when it falls off, it kind of shakes a little bit, and it kind of can startle you a little. It's not going anywhere, but it kind of startles you some. So I'm going to get like a synthetic rope, a synthetic winch cable. How about I take you for a ride down the elevator? Okay, we step on here and we sit down, and then we will press our button. And there we are. I accidentally touched it. I do have polyurethane on this, and it is not dry. And I accidentally touched it just then, so I'll do a little touch up, but it's not perfect anyway. I mean, this is kind of the prototype. I've told you some of the improvements I'm going to make for safety. As you can see, we do have a piece of furniture in here now. It's a permanent piece of furniture, but the thing is, if I'm working down here and moving stuff around down here and this chair is in the way, all I gotta do is lift it upstairs. Then the chair's out of the way. It can be up there or it can be down here. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I guess this time really is the end of the video. Appreciate everybody watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.